When you say Mercedes-Benz, the first thing that comes to my mind is the three-pointed star logo. And this time around, we're in the golden city of Rajasthan, which is Jaisalmer, in 5 Mercedes-Benz cars to connect with the millions of stars out there. This is the Live Life in Overdrive Starstruck experience. The quintessential fallacies that follow Rajasthan are made up of sandy deserts, camels, folk music and traditional Marwar attire. And while the land of kings still proudly flaunts all of these, it also has to its credit a few of the country's fastest roads that are every petrol head's dream. And it would be very unlikely that when on such brilliant roads, Team Overdrive would have anything less than powerful beasts of cars. Live Life in Overdrive was designed as a very exclusive window for like-minded enthusiasts into Overdrive's world of adventure. Much like last year, our choice of chariots for this year's edition of Starstruck were once again bearing the three-pointed stars. Truth is, we just haven't found a more apt choice. Our journey would take us through the gorgeous landscapes from Jodhpur to Jaisalmer, where we'd finally inhabit a campsite, where the clear view of the night sky awaited us. But our journey itself had quite a few extraordinary pit stops, the first of which being the historically significant district of Longewala, located less than 50 kilometers away from the Pakistan border. So we're here at the Longewala district in Rajasthan, and this is where the battle between India and Pakistan was fought in 1971. The Indo-Pakistan War of 1971, better known as the Battle of Longewala, gained some of its due prominence in the 90s as a result of J.P. Datta's film titled Border. It was an epic tale of 160 brave Indian soldiers fiercely combating an infiltration 10 times its size. 2,000 Pakistani soldiers aided by 45 tanks. The war, of course, was won by India as a consequence of the unconditional bravado and sacrifices by Indian soldiers who refused to leave their post even after having been given a choice to do so.
We had seen Longewala or heard about it from history as well as border movies, but being actually there was a very good experience, different experience. We were feeling that we were a part of this history, and it was fantastic.
While these luxury SUVs were our home on wheels during the day, we were happy to rest in the comfort of castle-like hotels in Jaisalmer, one of them being Hotel Deoki Niwas, for the night. A hotel that's barely a kilometer away from the Jaisalmer fort. The adventure was only beginning. A driving experience in Rajasthan is likely to be incomplete if you don't bash some dunes, and that's exactly what we had planned next for our participants. Now let's get real. Most luxury SUV owners wouldn't even think twice before taking their expensive SUVs off the beaten path. Well, paved path actually, let alone to the harsh deserts of Rajasthan. But our participants were about to find out how the Mercedes beasts cope with sand and gravel. Although we must admit our cars have been equipped with special SUV tires from Michelin, so the desert did stand at a handicap. And we also decided to equip the cars with superior oil since the engines were on constant boil under the harsh desert sun.
So the dune bashing session, I got to drive the GLE 350D, and it had like it was first time I was doing dune bashing, and I could do it very comfortably, and it could handle all different loose earth and sand and everything. It could control everything. It was very easy to maneuver it and come out of the situation when you get stuck.
When it comes to dune bashing, I never done it before. It's the perfect way to feel the desert heat with the engine heat.
I don't have any experience in off-roading. I've been to some road trips. I've done some road trips, but none of them involved off-roading. This was a different thing altogether. It was simply fantastic, to say the least. Frankly, initially I wasn't confident enough that if I'll be able to drive on the dunes. But when I was throttling the car, when I was driving it, when I was pushing it, It was actually fun. It was a different feeling altogether.
Sand dunes, it was amazing. I mean, Bert also joined, and it was like we created a new path over there which was not available. He went and checked out, and we did a new path. We did get stuck, but that's a part of dune bashing, and that really adds up to the whole experience of dune bashing, and it was very good. And we were able to finally make a new road which was not even there earlier, and that inclination of 45 degree was an absolute thrill.
The participants were thrilled at the performance of the V6s, but it was time we stepped it up a notch. So how does a 4-liter bi-turbo V8 sound? Almost as good as the sound of the Mercedes-AMG GTS, a surprise that we thought we'd throw in for our lucky participants. Of course, the 2.5 crore rupees supercar would have to be handled by an expert, and so it was up to the able hands of Overdrive's editor-in-chief Bertrand D'Souza to show both the true potential of the AMG GTS and the already starstruck participants. The night sky would certainly have to put up quite a show to beat this.
It was superly amazing, and what happened in first 3 seconds is like, I can't describe it. Like, it was giving me goosebumps, and like somebody else also said, I'm going to sell my house to get this car kind of thing. It was really amazing. I mean, this car just rocks it.
It was an awesome experience. So I would like to say, if you survive the first 3 seconds, otherwise you would faint. It was a wonderful experience and awesome.
I had a taxi ride in Mercedes AMG GTS, and I will say that it conquers the weights and wind and captures the stairs and hearts. It's so nice to ride there that you feel the seamless thrust and power, and like the 508 horsepower engine with the force it produces, it can basically beat a roller coaster by a margin.
I have driven a lot of cars, mainly all the high-end cars. It was the first time when I got the opportunity to get a taxi ride by Mr. Bert D'Souza in the GTS AMG. That time I found out what is the meaning of an AMG. Till now it was just a monogram or a hologram for me. But when I sat with Bert, got a taxi ride, I could understand what is the power in that beast.
It's really, I feel like, cockpit of a jet. And even if you ask anybody who has driven it, they'll agree with me. The first push you get it, it's really like a takeoff. So, of course, I don't have, pilot lessons, so I'm sure, this gives me that kind of a ride, which, I could have done without the support of Mercedes as well as Overdrive.
The purpose behind this Live Life in Overdrive was to free ourselves of all the drudgery of civilization and enjoy some quiet time gazing at the wonders that make up the night sky. To help us get the best possible view, we put ourselves up at the isolated Golden Camp in Jaisalmer's sand dunes. But we didn't just drive up all the way to blankly stare at the sky. We roped in Overdrive's resident astronomer Jatin Rathod from Mumbai's Nehru Planetarium, who not only let us gaze through his powerful telescope at stars, planets and satellites, but also helped us understand what we were gaping at in amazement.
I will be starting my session with basics knowledge of the sky, like directions. First comes directions, then how to locate. Once you know one of the directions, how to locate the rest. Then using certain stars, how you can start your journey and go back home. That's like, it's going to be like that. I just noticed that most of the people are interested in their own sun signs, and my point of view in showing them their sun signs is that I'm involving them indirectly into astronomy. They may not understand anything of astronomy, but using astrology, be it in one way or the other, astronomy is definitely helpful. If they see their sun sign, probably they will understand some part of astronomy also. So that's the reason why I would love to show them and get them involved into astronomy.
The camp itself was a wonderful place, and 2 days we had an opportunity to see Andromeda, we were a galaxy, and we were able to see Jupiter, both days, and we will able to see, the planets aligned somewhere at 4 o'clock. And I'm sure, it was impossible for anybody in the urban area and cities to view this. And Rajasthan, skies are pretty clear. Which is one more thing which was very evident, which for the first time I realized that you could see, so much of clear skies, and especially we had a guide, an astro, a physicist who came and who joined and who guided us and who explained everything. And we were able to see Leo, Gemini, and it was a wonderful experience. There, urban life is there, it's going to go on. But don't miss such a one-time opportunity that you would never be able to experience in an urban area.
Stargazing has been it's an all new experience for me. I haven't I've been to some planetariums before, but I haven't really seen them live. Basically, in the middle of the night, staying awake till 3 a.m. just to look at the stars. It was a different feeling altogether. In fact, in this cold weather, in the desert cold weather, it felt really nice to sit near the bonfire and just look at the stars, just look at the stars and learn about them, especially about the northern star. Right, like now I can actually pinpoint it. So that's I've actually learned quite a lot from the trip.
Scottish poet cum travel writer Robert Louis Stevenson famously said, "For my part, I travel not to go anywhere, but to go. I travel for travel's sake. The great affair is to move." With all due respect, Mr. Stevenson, here at Overdrive, we'd like to differ a bit. Of course, the magnificence of the journey itself is undeniable. But it is when the journey marries a mission and the destination is as spectacular as the one we were blessed with, that's when the adventure truly is of epic measure.